Well, it's been a while now since we set out here on a ski ridge for a mule deer grind, but with the True Rag Remaster for Mule Deer, that is exactly what we're doing today. Plus, we have the 257 Frost for anything cool we come across. Maybe we can even find some of the new diamond racks. So, just gonna go ahead and dive right in. That almost looks like a new rack there. And what's interesting is there was no mule deer population reset. So, let's go ahead and try to get maybe 2 of these. That is new for sure. Take that guy and that guy. And away we go. And first look at this particular rack for us. Kind of cool, got a little sticker there, like a smaller buck with that. Look at all the burrs around the bases and stuff. Really nicely done. Ivory tines as well. Not bad at all as our first one of the day, little 250. Would have been a gold. I like the look of that. Little bit unique. Not maybe like your typical mule deer buck, but I like it. And we got this guy, which looks very much like a rack we're used to. Although, we talked about it in the initial video on the new pack. With the remaster, even the old racks look a whole lot nicer, and you can see it with that. So, hopefully, a lot more where that came from. We're going to just keep on rolling. Down here at our most recent Great One Lake, got one taken off there. Let's jump up and try to get him. And like any other grinding video we do, we're going to go ahead and do a full run to begin this video. That gives us a chance to see, like, let's say more average size racks. And then, hopefully, we can get in some highlights towards the end. And ideally, like I said, find some of those diamond racks. And I should also note, this, at least, isn't necessarily the start of a new grind. I mean, you never know. If things go really well, maybe we'll consider it. Just something I wanted to do to basically see as many of the mule deer racks as we can. Why not go to a setup we already have? So, real quick, this guy that also appears to be an older rack, but of course with the remaster. Lighter colored on a lot of them. And I think for the most part that makes sense. I hope there's some almost like chocolate coloration too. That'll be something we'll pay attention to. I think that might be an old rack. It's similar to that one that we killed before. But the other one had a bit more bend in the tines. Looking like... Got some more deer over there. There's a shooter. So, always when they're through the brush, we'll take that shot first. I think that's an old rack too. Get that guy. That should be good. And yeah, this, I believe anyway. Yeah, I think that's an old rack. It's got those splits. It's tougher to tell because of the remaster, honestly, but it doesn't stand out. It's certainly not the same as what we started the video with. Then we got that 4 over here. Yeah, way more like lighter coloration on all of these. I really like the detail around like the brow tines and the bases though, like all the burrs. Looks pretty good. Just see like the grain of the antler we talked about in the initial video we did. Nice little 225. Also would have been a gold. Not by a lot, but we like that. Got another shooter out there. There's our first max estimate one. Certainly an old rack, but I'll be curious to get a look at that up close with the remaster. So let's hop up here. In the distance anyway, that doesn't look as light. I hope that's the case up close. Got a little one there, which we'll leave. I really see, unless that is a new rack, I really feel like I can see the difference in some of the smaller ones. It is notable. It's either new racks or the remaster makes that difference. You know what? I think that is... Yeah, that is darker. Not like a ton darker, but you see it on the inside of the beams and stuff. Still real ivory coloration on the ends of the tines. Not bad. 256 for him. Hopefully more where that came from. We're going to head down to the southern part of the grind now. That, I think, is old. There at least was a rack kind of like that. Got a couple of small ones. I really don't remember this level 1 looking like that. Got those Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep walking around. I think when we get out of this tripod, some other ones can spawn in, so let's be sure to get that guy. I am just not sure on that one. It might be new. Either way, he ain't going far. Let's see if anything spawns in on the near end. Doesn't look like it, so I think we're good. Yeah, that's definitely different. That is not what that guy looked like. I forget what we had named him, but he definitely has a bit of a different appearance. This is a really light rack. Real quick, not as many burrs and stuff going up around the bases and the brow tines. Like, you see those differences. It's hardly like cookie cutter from one antler to the next. That's a 249. I think that is a new rack. Looks like, I really like it. Clean, like the coloration changes, the grain of the antler we keep talking about. It's a neat looking buck. Again, unique like that first one. Not exactly what you think of when you average like size mule deer, like if that's what you imagine, but not bad. I think we got 2 more lakes to hit. This one, which rarely does have anything show up, but every now and then we get a shooter in here. A couple of small ones, and that's kind of what I figured we'd take a look at. Pretty much, I would say, like what they looked like before. And I feel like I've been leaving that guy there. because it is that random solo that shows up and that kind of helps. Tons of 2s, and you can see, I think they just look a little cleaner, but without a direct comparison, it's kind of hard to say. And finally, our last spot, and also my favorite spot, we should have our little buddy, there he is, Loot Skywalker, or Dutch Vandaloot, just hanging out. Got a potential shooter 3 there, probably gonna get those 2 actually, they're the best 2. Not sure if either of those are new racks, don't think so. Gonna bring both of those down, and that should complete one full run. We got to see a couple of the new racks, like the remasters, really nice, but none of the ones that we really want to see in those, 5 racks. Now, who knows? Maybe 10s as well. I wonder if the great ones got any changes. We'll run back to the trophy lodge at the end of this and take a peek, but for now, we've got this guy is certainly an old rack. Yeah, a lot of light colored antlers on these. That guy would have been a silver. And this one, pretty sure that's an old rack, is it? I think it's that wide set one. Not too bad, about the same size. And now, we do it again. I think that's a new rack starting off the next round. I kind of like that. If that's what I think it is, oh yeah, definitely new. That's cool. The sad thing is we're going to probably mess it up at the angle we have to shoot, but we'll see what happens. Try to get that one. Oh, he did spin. I mean, we're using the 300, so we're messing up one way or another, but, if we can try to make a good shot, it at least saves us some time. He's laying right there. Not sure where the other one got to, but, yeah, this guy is cool. He's got forks, like on those front tines and on the back. That might be my, oh, man, we need a rare of this. That is a really neat rack. Oh, the mask, that looks so cool. Outside of like diamond racks, maybe great one racks, I think this is my new favorite muley rack. The brow tines kind of lean forward. That is just, I really like it. Unique, but it's still within the same, like a nice typical mule deer buck. What did that score? 253? I really hope we can find a rare of that at some point. Talked about not firing up a new grind. Tell you what, if there's a couple more like that look that cool, we just might. Let's grab this one and keep this thing rolling. That is very much an old rack. Ooh, but dark. Compared to what we've been seeing, I wouldn't call that chocolate, but it's getting there. Even the old racks, whole lot better. There we go. That's a nice, wow, that big tall rack looks crazy with that. It's still the same basic frame, but I guess it's just like the differences with the time coloration and stuff. I feel like it just looks cleaner. I don't know if I'm crazy for thinking that, but I don't know, something about it looks really good. Now the angle sucks. We'll just do that to put them down. Looks like just the one buck again, but a good one this time. Little darker. Really a lot of like the ridges and stuff along those antlers as well. Not something we do a lot, is like spend time looking up close at any animal's antlers, but it is pretty tall. Almost comically tall, is right on the edge of that. It's got a clean look to it. I like it. By the way, I missed an entire lake earlier, and not only a lake, the one where we killed our first great one muley, so kind of only including this because of that. That's really like bone white on those. And sometimes they spawn right in here next to the tripod. There's just a doe there, so go and get that one. Might just be the lightest color. I like that there's a variety in it though. Pretty cool, 220 for him. Not exactly special, but can't forget to include an entire lake. There's a 5 rack, and I think that's a new one. 260 to 321, so not a fantastic estimate. And for the first time, we get to break out the 257 Roberts. So that's like 220-ish meters. I'd really like him to stop. We've seen this thing do well on muleys, but I definitely don't want to add in any additional factors. If we can just get like a nice broadside shot, that'll work. Should drop right in. Love the sound of this thing. I'm gonna hit that guy twice if we can. Not looking as good there. Our big guy's going down. Not bad. We may need the 4-wheeler for that. That looks pretty neat. There is a rack that looks kind of like that. I don't think that it's that one though. We'll get a good look up close. It might be that old, if this guy scores like 305 to 310, it might be that old rack, but you can feel the remaster. Yeah, that's a 306. I think that is that old rack. Definitely not a new 5 rack, but it feels different. Like, I don't even know exactly what it is, something about that is not exactly the same. Maybe it's got more mass to it. The color is nice. Burrs around the bases and stuff again. Good looking buck. I like that more than the other one. And the funny thing is, like, I can't even exactly tell you what the difference is. Then for this guy, kind of got not quite the chocolatey antlers, but darker. Almost like I don't know if I want to say a shade of red, but there's something to him. A little 184. We didn't even hit him twice, but somehow we got a lung. Credit where credit's due on the 257. I forgot about it with the 5. I mean, that's still 46% quick kill on a 208 meter barely long shot. Vertebrae in there too, that helped, no doubt. Pretty impressive. A little 2 for 1 there. I think we've got another new rack there. Kind of a smallish, high estimate buck again. That looks a lot more like an average mule deer buck. We had one, I think it was in this spot too, that like looked good, but it was more of a, atypical average buck. This feels like, a good, let's say up and coming, but still younger mule deer buck. I'm at least fairly sure that's new. Oh, he's got split brows, that's definitely new. I don't associate split brows with mule deer as much as I do whitetail, but I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty darn cool to see in the Hunter Call of the Wild. That's the first buck we've ever shot with split brows. A little 264. Not bad. And yeah, like a very symmetrical, like nice clean frame. Like I said, maybe a slightly younger buck, up and comer. I hope it's a split brow 5 rack. That would be sick. Double lunged him. That's what we like to see though. New stuff. So I think we've got half a new rack there. His right side I don't think we've seen yet. And by the way, I am sure we gotta kill some more level 2s because we are not getting the respawns we should be, so we'll figure that out in a moment. But first, take a look at that one. Of course, he fell on his right side too. We can still see some of it. Yeah, I don't think we've run into that because that would be a mainframe, let's say it was even. Mainframe 6x6? Kinda cool. Yeah, that's super unique. That'd be another one I'd love to get a rare of, just because it's nothing like any of the old mule deer racks we had in the game. Really stalls. Maybe a 244, that wouldn't be a huge gold, but a cool looking one, no doubt. If we can solve this whole thing with, like I said, we gotta kill some 2s somewhere in one of our main zones, we'll start seeing more deer and hopefully more of the new racks and ideally those big ones we haven't run into yet. That's a new 5 rack, look at that. Oh, that is really, he's got double brows, no way. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's a new rack too, isn't it? Pretty sure. I don't know where he's going. And I don't have like anything to stop him. There's one way to stop him, but it's gonna let this buck get away. Well, back in we go. I don't know why he just finally stopped. I think we're gonna go for that. That's right around 100 meters. Oh, hard shot with a 257. Even better, we'll just go back to, or try to. Oh, how is this happening? There we go. I don't know how we couldn't get swapped properly. That was really weird. Kill a couple of 2s, and we got a sick looking level 5 down. That's almost like that bone white, and it was at this lake where we killed the one over there. Really light colored antlers, but a cool looking one, and the double brows. I can't believe that. Plus this guy, did we kill one like this before? I think this was the one that I really liked as well that I wanted a rare of. It's got the front forks. 271. If it is, it's a lot bigger. Man, I am so happy with these. It really adds a lot of variety, and I hope this is a thing down the road all antlered animals get. Imagine, like, 3, 4 more diamond whitetail racks in addition to, like, a bunch of average-sized whitetail racks. I'd love to see some, like, big 4x4s, 5x5, stuff like that. There we've got the double brows and the little, like, splits there on that tide. That is really nice. Burrs look good around the bases. I mean, that's a pretty mule deer buck. I am thrilled with that. Let's get a quick, actually, screenshot of him laying there. And I didn't even look at the estimate. What's this guy's score? Oh my goodness, barely. 312.55. He makes it by 0.6. So this is either narrow for this rack or it's a barely diamond rack. My goodness, like the mass and stuff, it looks excellent. I am so happy with that. I mean, we got to see some of the other ones because I believe there's more, like diamond, new diamond racks, I should say. I love the look of that though. Really, really pleased with that. Hard shot with the 257. Hey, that's our first diamond with any of the new weapons. If we find another 5, I think we might try the 410 slugs. That should be interesting. Well, that didn't take long. That's different. Like, that's definitely new. The Odin zooms in a little more. See that little fork there? Or is that the same rack we just had? Oh, I think it might be. What are the odds of that? It's way wider, though. Well, we're going to get the 410 slugs and find out. Okay, no one panic. When this thing runs a country mile or 5, we've tested this. He's going to go some distance. I think that's the same rack. But he'll make diamond, I would say, easily, based on what we saw before. So, we've messed with this enough. If we 0 for 50, good and broadside like that, we should be able to punch through. That should be just over. He's attentive. Let's tuck that right in the crease. Should be smoked. And I say smoked meaning vital blood, not that he's going to go down fast. We won't see that health going down, but as we move up here, I'm at least pretty sure we should see vital blood laying there on the ground. I see it. A lot of blood. That should be a diamond muley with the 410. And I'll say, I still intend to get like another diamond with the 410, like a bird or even using that buckshot because it was kind of good, surprisingly. But hey, an opportunity to maybe cross another one off the list in terms of getting a diamond with every weapon. Might as well at least get on the board, and I think we've done it. Finally, there he lays. He actually didn't go as far as I maybe thought he would. Something like 300 meters in a fairly straight line. Got that same, like, really light coloration on the rack, split brows. Just, I mean, I wish he was a little bit, like, in better lighting. But that looks really, really cool. Alright, I'm fairly sure he's wider set, so I think he'll make it. Diamond at 319, so there's some pretty good variety with this. That's 7 plus. Higher than the last, and we double lunged him with 410 slugs. That's why he actually didn't go as far as I thought. That's pretty cool. Like, honestly, really impressed with the 410 slugs. 55 meters. This is the upper end of the animal class you can shoot with that. I love this rack. Like, the thickness of it, the mass, the burrs, split brows is really, really unique. And, like, not everything has to be full time growth. You see this with it was a lot, like, little starts of tines. Of course, it's even. Makes it look a little prettier in the trophy lodge and stuff. I'm a big fan of that. I thought we had another new one. We'll take a almost different variation of the same thing with that much more width. Good deal. And 410 diamond. There's a rack we know well. That's almost a guaranteed troll. I think this is the same rack as our super troll, in fact. And I had killed a level 2 buck over here. And I thought that might have been what kind of got things going in the right direction. Unfortunately, that may have been a solo because he's not back. Sometimes weird stuff happens. He's at a range where we can just shoot into the air. That's got him alert. Actually alarmed. Can we do that at that range with the 257? I think it's a troll. If he'd get his head out of the way, I'd try. Really? Oh, that might have been low. Oh, not sure. Did we get him? Oh, I think we did. That's impressive. This gun's good. There he lays, somehow. That was still a long shot, so yeah, that's the... Oh, is that the rack I thought it was? I'm not entirely sure now. That's a 303, yeah it is, with the double stickers there. This one, I do wish it had more mass. It's a troll rack, but I'd love like a diamond equivalent with just way more mass, almost like the diamonds we've been killing there, because if you put them side by side, they're way thicker, the mass is a lot more notable, and they just look a whole lot better. Obviously, there has to be troll racks, but this one just has such a nice frame. Larger, it would be really cool. That 257 got well in there. It wasn't even too far off from being a hard shot. I'm impressed with that gun. Like, it has a lot of potential to be carried in loadouts like this. If you do need to shoot those larger animals, class 5 and 6, with your 2-6 gun, it's way more than capable. That's another... It's that same rack again, isn't it? Wait a minute, that's 325 to 386? I'm pretty sure it is. I can see the little split, but they just keep getting bigger and bigger. But we can't seem to get a new rack, unless... Nah, I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Well, what the heck? 257 gets a chance to shine one more time. I think this is going to be our last stop of the day. I wonder, can we swing up there and get that one as well? Should be good there. Felt decent about that. I don't even know if we need the 300 to finish him off. He's not going to go far. 5's going down. Didn't even hit that anyway. He's going to drop. Good deal. 3 of the same rack. And every time they've gotten like at least 6 or 7 inches higher scoring than the last. Not quite as good at landing as the last buck. This guy's got the blonde fur though. I mean, just so darn cool looking. Definitely the same. Let's see what this one scores. 328. Got the mask though. It looks so darn good. I hope the devs have realized what they've gotten themselves into here, because I'm going to be asking for like this level of quality for any new antlered animal. And also like remasters, it brings these things back to life. I mean, I talked about it. Split brows on whitetail would be sick. Some of these other little, you know, antler artifacts as well. I love to see that, but man, I am so happy with these. And also shout out the game for, what do we get, 5 level 5s today? 3 of them, even though it's the same new rack, at least were new racks. We easily could have, you know, had no luck getting the new one to spawn. I like it. Really, really cool. And there's such a range of scores. I mean, 199 kilo is not a big weight for a diamond muley, and yet scoring towards the upper end of what they can actually get to. I'm so darn happy with that. We have this one laying here. Got some of the darker antler again. This is that old rack, but I swear there's more bend in that time than there used to be. Maybe I'm crazy, I don't know. And there's things that we've talked about with some of the old racks. They do just look a little bit different. So we're gonna jump back to the trophy lodge now. I don't know if the old racks will look how they used to, or if they get the upgrade as well. But we're about to find out. So I'm looking at our super rare here. I feel like it's different, but I'm not entirely sure. This guy over here, that definitely feels like it's upgraded because you can see the burrs and stuff. I don't remember being that notable before, but it's kind of hard to say. We'll move back here. We have our Super Troll one. I think that may be the easiest because I could tell that rack was very different today. And also, just a quick look. Pretty sure the Great One rack's the same as it's been, which is pretty much what I expected. Don't see any changes there. As for this guy, yeah, I'm pretty sure the old racks did get the remaster in the trophy lodge. I don't think it was this light before. You see the burrs and stuff that I was talking about. Really, really nice. And where do we have a diamond muley that we could switch out? Because I want that split brow buck in this lodge. Man, I hate to take down our 342. I don't want to do that. You can see it there too, like the old big rack with the little upgrade just has that cleaner look to it. Even if it's not like maybe as detailed as some of the new racks. I think our poor blacktail back here probably is getting switched out. He's a 189, which is a pretty good one, but this darn split brow rack is so cool. I love that. Almost that bone white coloration we talked about. Like, this guy's got way darker antlers and sort of ivory tines. This one, it's still darker by the bases as you'd expect, but definitely lighter more quickly as you go towards the end of the tines. The split brows, all the burrs and stuff, the bases look excellent. I'm really happy with that, and like I said, I feel like a new standard for just the quality of animals' antlers has been set. I mean, yeah. We know, you know, the 16 points and stuff with whitetail has always been a little crazy, but look at the difference. I mean, this looks like Play-Doh molded, and this looks like antlers that grew out of a deer's head. You know what I mean? Pretty darn impressive, and I think on that note, that's going to do it for this video. I think there are still more new mule deer racks to discover. They said 14 new ones with this update. I'd say in some way, shape, or form, like we had that one that was a half, we saw something like a half a dozen. So plenty more to find. Definitely looking forward to that. And on that note, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.